Hi, I'm Marcus Hearn.
Hi, I'm Megan Hahn.
I'm Mark Hansen.
And I'm Austin Hawkins.
And our topic today is moral relativism, and you're probably wondering just what that is. Moral relativism ascertains that there is no ultimate truth. Oftentimes, what an individual believes originates from a belief system or what an individual chooses to hold as their own truth. Everyone has the ability to decide for themselves what they hold as their own ultimate truth. In this sense, there is no right or wrong, and in a philosophical sense, no good or evil.
Moral relativism is heavily linked to culture. An individual person's morals are developed based upon the way they are brought up. Differences in culture, location, and religion can affect how that individual deciphers between right and wrong. When one brings relativity into the picture, it recognizes that there are many different groups of people with different values and customs, and then essentially goes on to say that neither set of morals is correct. As Robin Shoemaker of CARM, Christian Apologetics and Research Ministry, puts it, there are many cultures throughout the world, all with differing moral standards and practices. There is no way to ascertain which culture is correct, if at all. Culture merely displays what is with respect to morality.
Is moral relativism really neutral? The short answer to that question is no. There is a fundamental idea of relativism that states that there is such a thing as moral neutral ground, a place of complete impartiality where no judgments nor any forcing of personal views are allowed. But moral neutral itself is a myth. People will always be people and cannot be made to pass judgment onto another. To be neutral, a person must have the intention to not influence others' perspectives. Moral relativism is, however, about as neutral as philosophy can be. According to moralrelativism.com, essentially, moral relativism says that anything goes because life is ultimately without meaning. Words like ought and should are rendered meaningless. In this way, moral relativism makes the claim that it is morally neutral.
So which side do you stand on? To determine for yourself which position to hold when morality is up in the air, you must first decide what you believe about life's origin. Do you believe life evolved, or do you believe life was created? Evolution and moral relativism are attached at the hip, for evolution shows us that life is accidental. Therefore, anything you do is deemed okay because it ultimately doesn't matter. If you believe we are created, however, moral relativism cannot work. Creation implies a creator. Whether it be natural or divine, all created beings are subject to a set of laws. Moral relativism says all is fair in love and war, but is it actually? C.S. Lewis observes the nature of most issues as a clue to what we truly believe. Fundamental to those quarrels is a concept of fairness, just like the Golden Rule. Putting it in that perspective makes the common definition of moral relativism seem virtually mute to rebuttal. When we make that statement, we are entreating to some kind of standard of behavior that we expect the other person to understand. Where would a standard as such originate from? In his September 19th, 1796 farewell address to the nation, George Washington stated, "Of all the dispositions and habits which lead to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable supports. In vain would that man claim the tribute of patriotism who should labor to subvert these great pillars." William McGuffrey, author of the McGuffrey's Readers, which were the mainstay of America's public school system from 1836 until the 1920s, wrote, "Erase all thought and fear of God from a community, and selfishness and sensuality would absorb the whole man." Where do you think the world's heading today, then? The second decade of the 21st century is much different than that of the previous 100 years. Different virtues, laws, and a culture of shame have risen to the forefront and have marked a new age. Even our music and cinematic entertainment has seen this shift. Music has gone from Paul McCartney's live and let die attitude, and now people don't wonder if Lord Voldemort or the Joker is actually morally justified in our favorite movies and films. Our constant forms of entertainment are drawing clear moral lines in the sand for us to follow. But whether we follow them or not is another line. Are things better now morally, or would we rather stuck with the way of life 20 years ago? One might say it's all based on how you look at it. Another might say it's all relative.